So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I teach, because if I'm such a good trader, why am I giving this stuff away to anybody else? Why am I not just banking personally? I'll tell you. What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader here, answering your questions. I'm a teacher, for better or worse. I love sharing my strategy, my lessons, my patterns, everything that I learned the hard way on my own over the past 20 plus years with you. I've now been teaching for 10 plus years. Do me a favor, leave a comment just below this video. Have my lessons helped you in any way? Say yes or no. Any of my lessons, any of my hundreds of free video, thousands of free video lessons, any of my DVDs, any of my rules, any of my 8,000 plus blog posts, any of my students who frankly would have no knowledge of penny stocks without me, because this is such a weird strategy. No one else has really worked their butts off as hard as I have to popularize this niche, because it is rather predictable if you know the rules. Disclaimer, past performance is not indicative of future returns, although these patterns are pretty damn predictable. I'm sorry, legal disclaimer, it's true, but legal disclaimer anyways, past performance is not indicative of future returns. Tim Sykes is a lying man. Just kidding, he jokes around a lot. So why do I teach? Because I have personality disorder, as you can tell. Really, I just love sharing this stuff with you. I have made millions of dollars from trading. You can actually click the link just below. I'm going to show you all of my trades over the past 20 years. I made millions of dollars before I got started teaching. But part of the reason why I was just joking around a second ago is not just because I'm looking into this camera with Pascal, mocking me. Can you say something, Pascal?
I can say anything you want.
Okay. So I'm talking into cameras, I'm talking into laptops most of my life. You look at my laptop, it has like a lot of spit bubbles because I'm just like giving webinars and making videos. Like, why would I do this? If I'm so successful, if I'm so smart, why would I do this? Because I fucking love it. It is boring to just trade on your own and make money on your own, and sometimes lose money on your own, like I was doing my first 10 years. I was dying to get the word out, because the way that I made millions isn't because I'm some great investor. I know like value companies, I see the future of trends. It's because I'm taking advantage of inefficiencies that exist with penny stocks. Most people think that penny stocks are scams. So who are the people trading them? Mostly financially naive people, a lot of suckers who don't know the rules. So for me, yes, I can profit off of it rather consistently more times than not, although past performance is not indicative of future returns. Welcome to my life as a teacher. But at the same time, I just feel bad. After a while, like, no matter how profitable I am, I feel bad that the same thing keeps happening. I see the same people on message boards, like, believing these companies, not cutting losses quickly, not realizing that you can make money short selling them. There's a whole contingency of people. When I first began teaching, they said short selling is illegal. I was featured on this TV show, Wall Street Warriors. I started getting a ton of emails. Half the emails were saying, people were like, you're doing something illegal. Short selling penny stocks is illegal. My broker says what you're doing is illegal. And I'm just like, A, it's not illegal. B, I pity you that you believe your broker. And C, there is such opportunity for me as a human and as a business guy for just telling the truth. I've never seen a niche filled with more lies, misinformation, and bad information than penny stocks. And like I said, I made millions of dollars off that inefficiency, short selling a lot of scams, buying a lot of pumps early on in my career. And I probably could continue to do that, being very quiet about it, not risking, ruining the inefficiency, not risking having other people know where the shares to short are. But at the same time, what does that do? If you just make millions of dollars all your life, you travel the world. I was already traveling before I got started teaching. I was traveling the world. I was running a hedge fund for rich people. I was bored. Yes, my hedge fund, to be fair, I tried, growing this thing. I tried managing a big fund. I had like 3.2 million at my peak, not really a big fund, kind of a tiny fund. Size does matter in the hedge fund world. So I was a pipsqueak in hedge funds, and I got away from my trading. I started investing in my best friend's dad's company, which basically invented print-at-home ticketing. I was right about the technology. I was wrong about the company. My hedge fund lost roughly a third, which wiped away pretty much all of the previous 3 years, my hedge fund still finished up 2% over 4 years, 2% each year on average, which is crap. But you know, the rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated, right? Like, I didn't lose all my money. I didn't even lose half my money. But when you lose a third of your money in 1 year, it ruins your credibility. So people weren't asking for their money back, but they were saying like, okay, we're going to give you time. But at the same time, with the losses, I'd have to make the money back before I started getting, you know, paid bonuses. And at $3 million, I mean, I was earning a small management fee. It really wasn't worth it for me to continue managing the hedge fund. And then the TV show Wall Street Warriors began airing, and it was a big hit. It became like the number one most downloaded video on the early days of iTunes. So I was like, why do I keep getting all these emails? My hedge fund lawyer was like, ignore them. They're non-accredited investors. You can only work with accredited investors, meaning basically rich people who have $1 million in assets or make over $200,000 a year. I don't know if you know a lot of my jokes. Maybe you saw some of them at the beginning of this video. I don't get along with rich people. I get along with average people. I'm an average person. I grew up middle class. Rich people are boring. Rich people are stuffy. There are some cool people, but I know a lot of rich people. I even know some billionaires, and they're not as cool as you might think. So for me, I just want to hang out with like normal people. I want to teach normal people. And when you have the inefficiency, the knowledge that I know that I can make a lot of money trading this strategy and that other people can probably do it because I'm not that special, I'm not that good at math. The fact that my loss, which ruined my credibility, wasn't on trading, it was on investing when I got away from the trading rules, which thus made me respect the trading rules even more. And on top of that, it was fun for me to talk about it. When Wall Street Warriors aired, I wasn't just getting a lot of emails. I was recognized quite often out like in New York. Like I was not paying for any drinks. Like it was fun to talk about this stuff. And everybody was really inquisitive. And I was like, this is cool to talk about what I've learned over the past few years. Like people know nothing. People don't know about short selling penny stocks. People don't know about penny stocks. Like there's never really been anybody honest in penny stocks. So a lot of people ask me, why do I teach when I could just trade? It's fun to try something new. And now 10 plus years in, I'm very grateful for every student. I have 5 millionaire students, dozens of students who have made 6 figures. But again, we're just beginning. Half of my students, even when they begin, they're skeptical. Okay, I just visited my paralyzed student up in Toronto. He's like, I found you on Instagram. I thought you were a fraud. You came to visit me. Now I see, like he wasn't even sure. I was DMing him and he wasn't even sure that I was going to go see him. He's like, now that you came and saw me, like I realized like you're real, you're not a fraud. But when I was DMing, all my friends were saying I wasn't even DMing you, I was just DMing your team, and they were pulling a prank. And he was like, why would Tim Sykes pull a prank? And he's telling me this. And sometimes when I'm answering DMs, people are like, I'm not talking to Tim Sykes, prove it. And I take a picture of myself and they're like, that's just a random picture you found on the internet. I'm like, holy God. So I know that you've probably been abused by someone in penny stocks or someone in stock trading and finance or some internet bullshit guru. For me, the whole opportunity here is just being real. I can show you my crazy, wacky sense of humor. I can show you my wins. I can show you my losses. I can show you my life. You know, Wall Street Warriors was just a reality show, but I basically turned my life into a reality show. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you see pretty much everything I do. I just flew into Vegas from the Game of Thrones premiere. Freaking awesome. So I'm sharing my entire life just because I'm very grateful and I want to do something that no one has ever done. Another question is not just why do I teach when I could just trade? Another question is why do I talk about my charity? Why don't I just keep that quiet? I don't believe in being quiet. I don't believe in, closed-mindedness. I don't believe in not sharing. For me, the charity work that I do, I'm very grateful for and I'm proud of it. And I want to share it with you because hopefully I can give these charities some exposure, which they need. Hopefully I can inspire you to show you why I love charity so much and maybe you'll learn to love it too. The cool thing is, as of right now, my charity has built 52 schools. My followers have built 14 schools just by seeing the charities that I donate to and they're like, hey, I want to build a school too. So I'm trying to change the charity world too, which is not easy. I chose penny stocks and charity. You would think charity is very positive. It's not. It's a lot of sketchy charities, a lot of sketchy people in charities. Even some of the people who do the best work in charities, they're not people. They're not like people, like, right? Like they're people, but they're not good at like talking to other people. So they make my job harder when I introduce somebody and they're their weird selves. They're like these crazy fucking vegans who look down on other people like, oh, I'm all high and mighty, I'm all noble. Okay, you do good work, but calm the attitude down. So I have to try to change the charity world. I didn't ask for this. I just wanted to build some schools. My friend Neil built a school in Cambodia. I was competitive. I wanted to build a school. So I built a school next to his that's 3 times the size. And then I made a video and I said, Neil, look at your little school. Look at my big school. And I lined up all the kids in front of my school and they all cheered. And I think in front of his school, there was like a little beggar or janitor or something. So you could see my school is better. That's why I got into building schools. But then I wanted to build more schools. And I was in Laos and this little child hugged my knee and she had little plastic water bottles taped to the bottom of her feet that acted as shoes. And I was like, oh my God. And this is rough, but she was so happy. She had nothing, but she was happy to be alive. She was happy to have her mom, and she gave me the biggest smile, and I was like, I have to help them. So I was supposed to announce a $250,000 donation that day. I announced $1 million donation. And then I tried to announce it on social media. Crickets. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Not one retweet, not one press release, pick up from any media source. We put out a press release. Pencils of Promise did. This was the biggest donation they ever had. Justin Bieber only donated $900,000, so I beat the Bieber. I'm a believer in beating the Bieber, right? So that was a big thing, but I still couldn't get anyone really interested in charity. So I videoed my first school in Bali. Opening, and I put it on Twitter, and because my social media only rewards like stacks of cash, or when I'm on a trip or meeting a celebrity or my Lamborghini or Ferrari or something. So I said, okay, for every retweet, let me build another school. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll get like 9 retweets and that'll encourage me to build more schools. Instead, that became my most successful tweet. It had like 2,000 retweets, and people were like, dude, you got to build 2,000 schools now. You should delete that tweet. And I was like, screw it. It's good to dream big, right? That's what I'm always teaching. I might as well live by it too. So now that tweet I have pinned on my wall, and it has like 8,000 retweets. So I'm going to try to build 8,000 schools. So far we have 52. Each school costs $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So I dream big. Why not? Why not build more schools? Why not teach? Why not be real in an industry full of frauds? That's what this is all about. I'm not perfect. I don't win on every trade. I'm not the best trader, but I have turned a few thousand into several million. I do now have more millionaire students than anybody. My top student has turned $1,500 of his own money into over $8 million. So if you doubt me, if you're skeptical of me, good. You should be. Be skeptical of everybody. Bernie Madoff, the biggest scam in Wall Street history, was once upon a time chairman of the NASDAQ. So if he can be a scam, anybody can be. The good news is I'm not a scam. I'm teaching you real patterns, real rules that I've learned over time. And the good thing about me being real and showing all my trades, and my top students showing all of their trades, not just a screenshot, which is BS, is the fact that I'm kind of overwhelmed with students right now. If you look at me, I look a little tired because I'm doing videos, I'm traveling, I'm meeting students, I'm answering questions, I'm doing webinars, I'm writing blog posts, I'm writing watch lists, I'm writing commentary, I'm still trading. I go back to a $12,000 account every year. I've grown it roughly 50% in about 3 months. Remember, past performance is not indicative of future returns. What I achieve, you might not be able to achieve. I'm gonna be totally real with you, but there's no harm in learning. And in fact, that is your best bet. What should you invest in right now? Yourself, your education, your future. Not any one tip, not playing Fortnite, not watching a movie, wasting hours of your life. You have one life. Make it count, learn this stuff, and I'm proud to be real, and I'm proud to be a teacher. Again, if I offend you with my grammar or my tweets or my attitude, simply don't learn. Bye. Bye-bye. I don't care. I'm not here to be your best friend. If you want a friend, buy a dog. I'm here to be a drill sergeant. I'm here to be the teacher to you that I never had. I wish someone was giving me rules and lessons and patterns that I'm giving to you. I wish I had that in the beginning. I didn't have anybody. I learned everything the hard way. I don't want you to have to do that. It took me way too many years. Even though I made a lot of money, I didn't have my rules solidified really until like year 10. So if I can get you to learn rules and be disciplined and have risk management, then we can increase the odds of you not becoming another statistic. Never forget, 90% of traders lose. So most people are losing. I don't want that for you. All I can do is teach you what I have learned. It's not about any one pick. It's not about a hot stock. It's you versus you. Can you discipline yourself to take advantage of the inefficiencies with penny stocks? Another question I get is, if you teach so many people, are these inefficiencies going to end? I hope. That was also part of my sick reason for getting into teaching. I hope that I would teach so many people that these patterns that have been, frankly, the gift for me, but also my curse, because I can't ignore them. I missed my college graduation for a trade because it was too perfect. So I was hoping that when I could get into teaching, guess what? Maybe these patterns would disappear. Maybe I could teach enough people and they would implode. That would be amazing. I would be free and I would probably get rich teaching too. Well, I've gotten richer teaching, but even after 10 plus years, me yelling at the top of my lungs, I have just a few hundred dedicated students. So the patterns are the exact same. So I'm going to keep trying to trade. I'm going to keep trying to profit. I'm doing pretty well so far, but remember, past performance is not indicative of future returns, and I'm going to keep teaching. So I hope to help you. Remember to leave a comment. Are you profitable or not? And if the answer is no, study up, motherfuckers! Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.